When God feels silent, what he's actually doing behind the scenes. You're not being ignored, you're being prepared. And if you misinterpret this season, you could walk away from the very process designed to carry your destiny. Because silence feels like absence. Unanswered prayers feel like rejection. Closed doors feel like abandonment. But you are about to discover that when God feels silent, heaven is not inactive. You will discover what God is actually building behind the scenes, why Jesus himself experienced divine silence, and how your quiet season may be the most spiritually strategic moment of your life. Like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the Bible Project for more cinematic Bible stories. Now look closer. The silence before creation. Silence often precedes divine movement. Before Genesis says, "Let there be light," there is something else first. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Genesis 1:1, 2, darkness, formless, void, and hovering over that silent chaos was the Spirit of God. God does not speak into noise, he speaks into prepared stillness. The darkness of Genesis was not abandonment, it was a canvas. Before light bursts across the cosmos, heaven waits. Before order, there is hovering. And if silence preceded creation itself, what if it is also preceding something in you? Joseph in the pit, the camera shifts. A young man dreams of greatness. Stars bowing, sheaves bending. Then the dreamer is thrown into a pit. Silence is often the birthplace of hidden formation. Joseph is sold into slavery, Genesis 37. Later imprisoned unjustly, Genesis 39. Years pass, no angel appears. No audible voice breaks the darkness. Psalm 105:19 says, "Until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord tested him." The promise wasn't failing, it was testing him. God's silence was not denial, it was refinement. Pride was dying, character was forming, integrity was being forged in the dark. In prison, corridors lit by flickering torches, Joseph learned administration, he learned restraint, he learned trust when there was no applause. But Joseph's silence was nothing compared to a moment when even the Son of God felt heaven go quiet. Jesus in Gethsemane. Night, olive trees, sweat like blood. Even the righteous experience divine silence. In Gethsemane, Jesus prays, "My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt." Matthew 26:39, he asks, he pleads, he submits. No thunder answers. No angel removes the cup. Heaven does not interrupt the cross. Silence does not mean disapproval. It can mean alignment. The Father was not distant. The Father was accomplishing redemption. If heaven had spoken deliverance in that moment, there would be no resurrection, no forgiveness, no hope for you. But there is a deeper mystery happening behind that silence, one most people never see. At this point, you may be thinking, what if my silence means I've missed God? Listen carefully. The intercession you cannot see. When heaven seems quiet, Jesus is still speaking. Hebrews 7:25 says Jesus ever liveth to make intercession for us. Romans 8:26 says the Spirit maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Silence on earth does not mean silence in heaven. You may not hear direction, you may not see movement, but Christ is actively interceding. The Spirit is actively translating your weakness. Heaven is not mute, it is strategic. The courtroom of eternity is not empty. Your name is being spoken. And what I'm about to show you is the part most sermons skip. The hidden work of delay. What I'm about to show you is the part most sermons skip. We love miracles. We celebrate breakthroughs, but we rarely examine the architecture of delay. Delay is often divine positioning. When Lazarus fell sick, Jesus did something shocking. When he had heard, therefore, that he was sick, he abode 2 days still in the same place. John 11-6. He stayed, while Mary wept, while Martha grieved, while hope dimmed. The delay was intentional. Jesus later said, "This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God." John 11-4. If he had arrived early, Lazarus would have been healed. But because he arrived late, Lazarus was resurrected. Healing reveals compassion. Resurrection reveals authority. Silence positioned the miracle for greater glory. But what about when the silence isn't about a miracle, but about you? The wilderness pattern. Wind sweeps across desert sand. Israel leaves Egypt with thunder and plagues behind them. Then, wilderness. Silence exposes what noise hides. Deuteronomy 8-2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart. The wilderness was diagnostic. In Egypt, survival was urgent. In the wilderness, hearts were revealed. When distractions fade, motives surface. Sometimes God goes quiet so you can finally hear your own heart clearly. Fear, idolatry, impatience, or faith. Silence strips illusions. But silence doesn't only reveal, it also prepares for something greater. The 400 silent years. Between Malachi and Matthew, 400 years of prophetic silence. No new scripture, no national deliverer, no visible breakthrough, and yet history was moving. Empires rose, languages unified under Greek, road systems expanded under Rome. God uses silence to arrange history. Galatians 4-4. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his Son. The silence was preparation. The world was being aligned for the arrival of Christ. Cultural pathways, political stability, linguistic unity. Heaven was quiet but precise. And when the time was full, a baby cried in Bethlehem. The quiet centuries birthed redemption. So what does this mean for your unanswered prayer right now? The testing of faith. Shadows lengthen. A lone figure stands on the shore of a storm. Silence strengthens faith beyond sight. 1 Peter 1-7. That the trial of your faith, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. Faith that depends on constant reassurance cannot endure pressure. Silence trains you to walk by trust, not emotion. When prayers feel delayed, when doors remain shut, when clarity does not come, faith matures, and matured faith carries weight. But there is one final layer to this mystery: the resurrection pattern. After the cross, there is another silence. A sealed tomb, a stone, guards. Heaven says nothing. Saturday. The disciples hide. Hope fractures. Silence often sits between sacrifice and resurrection. On the third day, the stone was rolled away. Matthew 28-6. He is not here, for he is risen. The silence of Saturday was not defeat. It was the tension between promise and fulfillment. Resurrection was already decided. It just had not yet been revealed. What feels like an ending may be a Saturday. What feels buried may be incubating. Listen carefully. When God feels silent, he may be forming your character like Joseph, aligning your will like Jesus, positioning glory like Lazarus, revealing your heart like Israel, arranging history like Bethlehem. maturing your faith like Peter, or preparing resurrection like Easter morning. Silence is not emptiness. It is hidden orchestration. Heaven does not panic in your pause. So what does this mean for you today? It means you do not quit in silence. You do not abandon obedience in quiet seasons. You do not interpret stillness as rejection. Instead, you lean in. You pray even when you don't hear. You obey even when you don't see. You trust even when you don't feel. Because behind the curtain of your quiet season, Christ is interceding. The Spirit is working. The Father is aligning. And when the fullness of time comes, what was hidden will step into light. If this story helped you see your season differently, subscribe to the Bible Project for more cinematic Bible stories.